Hello, and welcome to the pilot episode of Business Anxiety Breakthrough with me, Seneca Williams. Some of you may know me on social media, and those of you who don't know me, I am also known around social media as Ask Coach Sen, and I'm a licensed therapist for careerpreneurs and entrepreneurs who are trying to work through their mental health, their mindset while growing their businesses. So, this is my pilot episode. And I'm excited to be here. Now, usually with pilot episodes, if you know anything about sitcoms, the pilot episode is meh, kind of corny, kind of cheesy, but then they get their rhythm and their flow. Really, this is my first opportunity to meet you. So I'm happy that you're here. Now, if you're watching this live, glad that you're here. Let me pull up the comments. And if you are watching this on the replay, do go ahead and type in hashtag replay so that I know that you watched. And I want to know who you are, what's your business, and where you're located. So easy, what's your business, your name, and where you're located. Now, for the Business Anxiety Breakthrough Show, I'm definitely going to be talking about the things that come up that affect you in your business. Now, if you're like me, once upon a time, you had this idea. It all starts with an idea. You had an idea about what you wanted your business to be. You probably had a dream of why you want this to be your business. You had the big why, like Simon Sinek talks about. And you thought to yourself, I'm just going to go out here, get a business, a website, get some business cards, and that's it. Maybe create a LinkedIn profile, create an Instagram profile or a Facebook profile, and I'm set. Sorry to tell you, that's not how it goes. It's not so easy. Now, when I first entered into online therapy, it was in 2015, about the end of the year around this time that I discovered it. And I thought that's all I needed was a business card and a website. And, I was good to go. It wasn't until later that I realized I'm going to need to work on my mindset. I'm going to need to figure out what do you need to do differently as an entrepreneur that I wasn't doing as an employee. So, as a therapist, I always talk about conditioning. Now, if you've been to therapy before, you can share that. You don't have to. But if you've been to therapy, you've probably heard the term conditioning. And all that means is it's the ideas and the beliefs that we grew up with. It's the things that we were taught in our environment, the things that we were taught by our caregivers, our teachers, things that we learned from watching television. So, whatever you learned about entrepreneurship started a long, long time, way before you had that business idea or you even ventured into starting a business. And some of those conditioned beliefs are the very things that hold us back. And it's not until we retrain our business brain that we learn how to work through these things. So sometimes people will tell me, oh my God, Seneca, I'm so impressed by what you do. I can't believe that you're out there and you're so courageous. And they don't realize that I poured into myself. I had to literally go back to school for entrepreneurship, and not in a university or a college, but I had to start reading books. I had to go to coaching, find mentors, find community. And that's one of the reasons I started the Conquer Network, which is a community for entrepreneurs to talk about building mental wealth and business. Many people don't know that 72% of entrepreneurs deal with some form of mental health issue at some point in their life. So that means they may be going through an anxiety or a depression or dealing with the stress of running a business day in and day out is getting to affect their daily health practices, their self-care, how they are in relationships, how they are with their family. And I decided to do this show as a way of starting the conversation so that we can continue it in the Conquer Network. So you can go ahead and find that at theconquernetwork.com. Now, my idea for these shows are starting out with a quote. I love quotes. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what do you love about quotes and why? Well, when I think of quotes, they kind of give me an idea. They're like lighting a flame. And from that one idea, my mind starts to spin and I get ideas and I start thinking of possibilities. And sometimes it's really good for me as a journal prompt. I start writing after I read that quote. So I'm going to like pick just a random quote, a quote by an entrepreneur, and we'll start off with that. So let's see, where did I land? Oh, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. That's Bill Gates. Okay, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning by Bill Gates. So that might be a topic for another episode. But what did that make you think of, right? If you're an entrepreneur, your unhappy customers give you feedback. And from that feedback, you can get better. Now, some people may or may not like feedback, but feedback is what actually helps you to grow. You can't hide from it. And this is the thing that we need to address when we talk about a business anxiety breakthrough. What things are scaring you and holding you back? You need that feedback. So let's start there. Let's start thinking about what do you need to improve in your business. It's a mindset that you first need to improve. And then second, it's learning what do entrepreneurs do to get better? Getting feedback. So that was the quote of the day by Bill Gates. Now that quote is not just random. That's actually out of the Conquer Network's business planner. So if you want to get yourself a planner so that you can like pull out quotes like that for yourself and get your mind working and thinking of what you need to do in your business, definitely go ahead and join the Conquer Network so you can find out about that. Now, another thing that I wanted to do in these business anxiety breakthrough shows, besides starting with a quote, is I want to talk about books that can help you. So when you want to retrain your business brain, it's not just positive affirmations like I want to be a millionaire or I want to be successful. It's also about tapping into the very things that hold you back and learning how to reframe them. And how you learn how to reframe them is borrowing from other successful entrepreneurs the things that they've done, their coping tools. Now, I want you to think of the books that you've heard of that inspired you to be an entrepreneur. What are the books that either inspire you to be an entrepreneur or as an entrepreneur inspire you now? What are those books? Now, I don't know if you know about Think and Grow Rich, but that is like an all-time bestseller, Think and Grow Rich. And it still is because it's all about the mind. So today's book that I have for you is actually a combination of three books, The Science of Success. So it's including in it three prosperity classics. So once upon a time, I went to a conference, and at this conference, we were all given a goodie bag. And listen, I heard a quote that millionaires go to at least 10 conferences a year. Okay, 10 conferences a year. So I make sure that I go to at least 4 a year. I go to 4 conferences a year. So far this year, let me see, I've been to actually, because of the pandemic, I haven't been to as many conferences. But I did go on 2 retreats, 2 business retreats, and 1 large conference, most recently in Miami. So back to the book. The book is called The Science of Getting Rich. So at this conference, we got this book in our goodie bags, The Science of Getting Rich. And I open it up and I'm thinking, I'm just going to get all these formulas and strategies for sales. And the whole book really was about mindset. The second book that's included in here is The Science of Being Well. The Science of Being Well. So it's not just about how do I get rich? You have to be well to be rich. You've heard the saying, health is wealth. And then The Science of Being Great. So let me see. Can you see? Nope, you can't see it because the light is too bright. Wallace D. Wattles. I'll put that actually in the comment section, or I'll put it in the introductory paragraph so that you can see that book, and then you can also get that quote in case you forget it. Now, I want you to be thinking to yourself, how do I need to retrain my business brain for the next 12 months? How do I need to retrain my business brain for the next 12 months? I want you to really be thinking about that, because that is going to make such a difference for you in your life and in your business. Now, when you think of what do I need to start with? How do I need to start? Usually that's the first thing. How do I start this? You start with books. Start reading books. I can't stress that enough to my clients. Start reading books. Get books that will open your mind up to thinking in a different way. Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And I want to make sure that I give you tools, I give you inspiration, and I give you strategies during these business anxiety breakthrough shows. And sometimes people might feel like they're not confident to comment online, and that's okay. If you don't feel like commenting publicly online, that's why I created the Conquer Network. The Conquer Network, you can find that at theconquernetwork.com, and you can come into the free group, the free space, and you can start the conversation there, or I should say, continue the conversation. All right, so those are the book recommendations. Now, outside of reading books, what else can you do? Kind of think about that. What else can you do outside of reading books to retrain your business brain for the next 12 months? I would say after reading books is you need to start having conversations. Who are you talking to? If you're talking to your same group of friends and family that are not entrepreneurs or have no interest in entrepreneurship, you're going to kind of hit a wall. You're going to hit a dead end there because they don't really know how to help you. They don't know what to say to you. They may not even be interested in talking to you about business. And if they're not interested in talking to you about business, sometimes you're going to feel down. You're going to feel isolated and alone. And that's actually one of the things that many entrepreneurs say is they feel isolated. They feel alone in business. Okay, so the next thing you want to do after you read books and you start having conversations with other entrepreneurs, what's something else that you can do to get started to retrain your business brain for the next 12 months? I would say number 3 is after you start having those conversations, you need to start getting in action. What's one action that you can take? Take an action from either the books that you read or from the conversations that you're having. I would say personally, the action that you could take is getting started on working through the things that are holding you back in business. So if that means that you need to go to therapy to work through your emotions, to figure out why you're anxious, why you're depressed, to bring yourself back to functioning, then do that. If you're saying that you need to work through your goals, you're not consistent, you don't know where to start, or for those of you who are in business growth, you're burned out, you're tired, you're not making the time for yourself, for your family and friends, you're not even enjoying the money that you're making, you want to be thinking about, okay, if it's not therapy, do I need coaching? And I do both therapy and coaching. They're not a replacement for each other. And I help people understand that therapy is to help you get functioning, is to help you when you're having some kind of a deep emotional problem. You actually need a diagnosis. And coaching is, I just need help with accountability. I need support. I need some goal setting. And I just need to get things done. So this is the introductory pilot of Business Anxiety Breakthrough Show. Now, each of these shows, I'm going to bring to you a lesson about something that we tackle in Business Anxiety Breakthrough Program. Topics like entrepreneur insomnia, sales anxiety, raising your fees, showing up authentically. How many times have you thought, I want to go live, but I'm afraid of what people are going to say about me and what they're going to think and the trolls and the comments? Or you're feeling business burnout, you're a mother, you have mommy guilt. I happen to be a solo mom of a teen daughter. Sometimes I still get mommy guilt, but I've learned ways to manage that. And then, of course, How do you hire help so you can be more productive? Because you cannot do everything. You're not trained in everything, and it's not possible. So I thank you for joining me for the pilot episode. Our episodes are going to be like 30 minutes. They're not going to be too long. I'm going to bring you like some kind of a lesson in each of the episodes where you have something that you can take away. And like I said, we start off with a quote. I'll give you a book recommendation. We'll also have a journal prompt because I believe journal writing is a great way to get you started. So today's journal prompt is, what do I need to do for the next 12 months to retrain my business brain? So if you find that you are in some kind of a business anxiety cycle, or you are burnt out, or you just don't have clarity, whatever it is, your journal prompt is, what do you need to do to retrain your business brain for the next 12 months? And once you go ahead and you write the answer to that, I'm interested to know. So do feel free to DM me. You can find me at theconquernetwork.com. You can email me if you want to be a guest at hello@theconquernetwork.com. And hey, give me a shout out. All right. So go ahead and follow our hashtags, BAB Show, or you can follow the Conquer Network, hashtag Conquer Network, so that you can hear more about what's coming up. And I look forward to seeing you again and speaking to you soon. All right. Conquer your best.